have a west-facing room, it's likely that you'll be confused about what colour to use for your paint because the light changes from the morning through to the afternoon and the evening. So I want to share everything you need to consider when choosing the best colours for your west-facing room, and some of my favourite colours for west-facing rooms that are going to make them feel warm and inviting throughout the entire day. Now this video is for you if you have a west-facing room, a north-westerly or a south-westerly room. The same conditions are going to apply here. West-facing rooms can be pretty difficult to tackle initially because the light changes throughout the day. So in a west-facing room, they're going to not have much light at all during the morning, and that can make a room feel quite cold, and it almost mimics a north-facing room, so that any light that does come in is usually quite cold and could be considered as blue light. However, as we start to get into the early afternoon and into the evening, the room is likely to be filled with swathes of beautiful light, and you get a really nice warming feeling throughout this time. So because you have those two quite polar opposite changes in light, is really going to impact that paint colour that you have in your room, and that's where you really need to carefully consider it. So what are the best colours for west facing rooms? Now interestingly enough, you can be quite versatile with what colour you choose in a west facing room. You can go one of either ways, and there's no sort of right answer here, and it's more so what you need to consider how you use your room. So if you use your room a lot in the afternoon and into the evening, you want colours that are going to work with that really warm facing room. However, if the room is used a lot in the morning, you need to be aware of those cool hues that are going to be coming into the room, and you might choose to introduce a colour that brings some warmth with it. So there's two ways that I see that you can use paint colour in a west facing room. You can choose to lean into the warmer tones, and we're talking about red and pink undertones. These are going to bring some warmth into the room. It's going to be great for mornings because it's going to help counteract that coldness that you get in a west facing room in the morning, but it's also going to feel really warm and really inviting when you do get that warm sunlight coming into the room during the afternoon and evening. Or secondly, you can choose to opt for colours with cooler hues and off-whites with cooler hues that are going to feel pretty cool in that room in the morning. However, as we get into the afternoon and early evening, it's going to really balance out the intensity of the sun that comes into the space, and it's going to balance that intensity of the sun. It's going to make it feel cooler, but it's still going to be inviting as well. So really do consider how the room is going to be used, because it's going to lead the way in what colours, what ambience, and how you want that feeling to be created in the room. And for me, I always tend to lean towards warmer colours. I really don't like cold light that can come into west facing rooms and particularly north facing rooms. Opting for stuff with red and pink undertones is a really great start, and it doesn't mean you can't use white in the space, but when you are picking it off white, look for ones with red and pink undertones and even yellow undertones, because it's going to counteract any of those cool hues that come into a west facing room early in the morning. So I thought I'd just share 5 of my favourite paint colours for west facing rooms by Dulux. I'm just going to give you a bit of a mix, and hopefully it'll make it a little bit easier when you're choosing a colour for your space. And I must stress, always do, this is why you do need to get a tester pot before committing. Light just looks notoriously different in different rooms, all due to the position and the orientation where the sunlight is coming in. So always do use a tester pot before. I'd paint it onto a sheet of paper and tape it onto your wall. It's going to look even different from when you've painted it to when it's dried, and you're going to want to look at how the colour looks from that morning all the way into the evening as the orientation of the sun changes through the day. So Egyptian cotton is a colour that I mentioned time and time again. It's by Dulux. It's one of their most popular off-white colours, and it's so versatile because it literally works in any orientation of room, and it just brings a really warm look. It has yellow based undertones, but it can look a greige, yellow, and also beige in different lights. So again, do get a tester pot of it first. It's a really warm neutral, and I just love it in a west facing room because it warms up the cool hues in the morning, but you do get to appreciate that warmth in the evening as the sunlight comes through as well. Now, if you want to lean into the cool hues, I love Goose Down. It is part of Dulux's collection of greys, but it does have a slight blue undertone to it as well. Now, these cooler hues are going to feel a little bit cooler in your west facing room in the morning if that's what you want to lean into, but as the afternoon arrives and the sunlight comes in, the cool hues are going to balance the intensity of the sun, and it's going to feel like a really restorative and relaxing room. Now, I actually wanted to share one of Dulux's new shades, and it's specifically recommended for west facing rooms, and it's Mint Macaron. I absolutely love this colour. It's like a gorgeous mint, pastel green, and what I love about it is there's a little bit of both. It's got its cool hues to it, it's got the teal and blue undertones, but it's also got a touch of warmth with it, so it really is great for a west facing room from the morning all the way into the evening. Now, I love to share Dulux shades because they're so affordable, and they've just got such a great selection. And when I was looking through Dulux's new colours, a new colour came up and I absolutely love it again. It's pink parchment. It's got a really subdued colour to it. It's got pink and brown undertones, so it has an almost plaster look to it, but it's not so pink that it's really feminine, and I love this colour. It's going to be beautiful in a west facing room from the morning through to the evening. It's got these gorgeous warm tones, and I'm slightly obsessed with it that I really want to paint my house in it as well. And lastly, I wanted to mention one more off-white from Dulux that I really like, and that's Nutmeg White. Nutmeg White has a yellow sort of look to it, but it has also got grey undertones. So it's got a bit of a cool look to it, but the yellow undertones really bring warmth. It's a cream neutral beige. It depends what light you're looking at it. So again, do get a test spot of it first. But if you're really wanting a white shade, but that's got some yellow warm undertones, this is a really good one to look for, and it's not as yellow as Egyptian cotton. So just remember, when you are choosing paint colours for your west facing room, just be considerate that the light is going to change quite drastically throughout the day. You're going to have your cooler hues in the morning, but in the afternoon you're really going to make the most of that magical warm sun that comes through the house. So plan your house and plan your paint colour dependent on how you use it. It's the best way that's going to lead your decisions here, but generally speaking, opt for cooler hues if you like that coolness and you want to balance the intensity of the sun at the end of the day. But if you're going to be spending most of the day in that room, opt for warmer colours. It's going to feel warmer, it's going to feel inviting, and it's going to counteract the light that comes in the morning, which is often blue and cold in nature. So I hope you found today's video useful for decorating your west facing room. If you have any other questions about colours for west facing rooms or how to pair colours, please leave me a comment below and I'll come straight back to you. I've also linked the full blog post in the description below, so do head over and check that out. I've got loads more colours that I've suggested in there from Farrow and Ball as well. But other than that, I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and do give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it today.